Hello everyone. My name is Pankaj. I'm a part of SocialPeta team. I'm based out in Delhi, and it is a great pleasure for me to introduce my fellow panelists in this beautiful webinar, which is covering the topic leveraging the power of AI in mobile games development and marketing. In recent years, we have witnessed remarkable achievements in AI. We have been keep on listening new add-ons and the new app development features based on the AI. So since we have gone so far, we have used the technologies and in different domains. So why not we cover gaming domain, which is really booming by using the AI day by day. So today we have few panelists with me. We have esteemed panelists from different companies. So I would like to each one of you to welcome and introduce yourself, just a little bit about you and the company. So maybe we can start with Siddharth. You.
So, hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Siddharth. I represent Moloco. Moloco stands for MLCO, Machine Learning Company, just a creative name when engineers come up with the name of a company. We are a Valley-based organization. For the last 10 years, we run the world's largest performance marketing business outside Google, Facebook. It's a billion-dollar business. And we have some very exciting use cases for gaming, streaming, and e-commerce companies. We launched in India last year, and things have scaled really well. Very excited to talk to all of you about the future of machine learning and artificial intelligence in gaming. Thank you.
Thank you. We have Karan. Hi, Karan.
Hi, this is Karan here from AppTweak. AppTweak is the app data platform of the year for 2022. Overall, AppTweak is a Belgium-based organization and we have offices across the world. We work with apps as well as games in the market to grow their organic reach, visibility, and of course, downloads. Over the last 9 years, we've worked with top gaming companies like EA Games, Games 24, Games to Win, and many others. And recently, we started off our India office around 3 years ago, and proud to share that we have around 250 plus clients that we manage out of the India office.
Thank you, Karan. Let's move to Yash. Hi, Yash. Would you mind introduce yourself?
Hi, Pankaj. Firstly, thank you for inviting me to this panel. Gaming is a big area, not just because that's my area I work in. I'm also a very big gamer. So it's lovely to be part of this space and also part of this panel talking about AI in gaming. I represent Nostra. Nostra is India's and probably Indonesia's largest multi-gaming casual gaming platform. We are part of Glance, which is, we are innovating in the space of lock screen and surfaces. And our aim is to, we are present on about 200 million devices across India and Indonesia. Our vision at Nostra is to be a very simple vision, a player for every game and a game for every player. And in order to fulfill a vision of finding a player for every game and also likewise for the user, a game for every player, AI plays a very big role. So very excited to share how we are thinking about it and talk to you and other people about it.
Thank you. And now we have our very own Summer from SocialPeta. Hi, Summer.
Hi everyone. Hi, so nice to be here. And I'm Summer from SocialPeta, and I'm colleague with Pankaj. And SocialPeta is an ad intelligence platform. We existed for more than 8 years, and we now have the largest coverage on ad creatives, especially for the very mainstream networks like Facebook, TikTok. And for me personally, I'm in charge of the overseas business and also like marketing. And it's really honored to be here. And I have to say, in terms of like a gaming business, AIGC is really very hot. I think globally it's like the newest, the advanced technology, and it's very glad to be here and to discuss with all the the professionals in the business.
Thank you, Summer, and thank you everyone for introducing yourself. Let's move on to our topic. since last November, when OpenAI has made a significant impact on the world of ChatGPT. I mean, they have introduced ChatGPT, and things have been sparkling widespread discussions and about the generative AI models, and people are, I mean, talking a lot of things about it. Few people are aware of what is actually going on, and there are some gossips, and notably major players like Google and Microsoft. I mean, they are actively exploring ways to integrate AI tools into their existing systems. And I think so far, you as well. So, questions for you all. I mean, how do you think AI is changing mobile games and the development in the recent months since the OpenAI has been launched? So, I think I would start with Yash.
Sure. I'll just try to put it into from a game development point of view. Let me structure it out how it works. There is firstly the game design, which involves multiple layers, the narrative of the game. Then there is the whole game meta of it, and then there's building characters and all of it. Then there comes the next stage afterwards, which is taking it to market, in the user acquisition and re-engagement of users who have landed the game. Again, which has a bunch of stuff, right? All your live operations as the word that is very commonly used in the world of gaming. That is the whole structure of game development, if I have to put it. I think AI a forerunner, I would say, in leveraging technology, be it blockchain or be it mobile. Gaming has always been at the forefront of leveraging such technologies. I expect, and I'm already seeing a lot of disruption happening across this whole value chain. I think if you start with very simply the technology development part, things like Copilot that Microsoft launched is enabling people to code things fast. There are solutions that people are discussing inside plans, and somebody has made as part of hackathon. There automatically a PRD is being converted into a first level of code. So AI's first impact is probably going to hit the people who designed AI, the programmers. That said,
Thank you. I mean, so it's a good insight. Siddharth, would you like to add from here?
Every good piece of technology finds early application in two areas: defense and dollars. Right? Think about a lot of the innovation, it's gone towards military defense. If you remember Oppenheimer, you'll associate what I'm saying. And where large dollars sit, where there are large business cases. Now, gaming is a $300 billion industry globally. India is still small. India is still 1% of that, about $3 billion. But the technological innovation will be driven globally, right? Within a game, there are two things which makes any game very successful: good content and good users. Uh, if you think about content, I think so far a lot of the content, be that gaming or other places, has been designed based on intuition, human experience and intuition. With AI coming in, as we all know, Gen AI is going to churn out games much faster. Than the time taken to make a game will go less. The cost required to make a game is going to go much smaller. So you can potentially produce hundreds and thousands of games and run experiments and then actually arrive at what really is good content versus relying on human intuition alone. That is something we all talk about, right? The creative part is exciting and we all talk about that. But I think the bigger unlock is the understanding of good users. That is the bigger unlock of AI to find hidden patterns in data which human eyes or SQL queries can never find out. Think about it, right? The number of clicks which a user is making, every click is a data point. Every second they play a game is a data point. The combinations of this is also a data point. 5 clicks in a few seconds, 20 clicks in more seconds. All of these are data points. And when you try putting all of them in certain permutations and combinations, you're talking about petabytes of data, petabyte to the power of 50 bytes of data. that is not something human beings and ordinary computers can help us process. But this is where, you can unlock the power of AI to actually make smarter decisions by finding out hidden patterns, how to optimize the marketing funnel, which user to acquire, how to show personalized content, who to show which ad to. All of these are better understanding of users. So, everyone talks about data is the new oil. It's a very used saying. I think if data is the new oil, artificial intelligence is the refinery in which the petabytes of data will start to make sense. And I'm very excited about this. Right back to you.
Thank you. Sounds like endless opportunities and new horizons to come. So let's move to Karan. I mean, Karan, would you like to add from your point of view?
Yeah, absolutely. I think adding on to what Siddharth said and also what Yashasvi said as well. Overall, from what I see, there are two areas which have seen massive growth, and not just because of AI, but because of how the market has been changing. Over the last 2 years, we've seen a lot of companies coming up with games, and we've seen companies having casual gaming, role-playing gaming, or simulation gaming as a part of their portfolio. We see huge acceleration in terms of game development. And AI is, of course, enhancing that and making the entire market extremely competitive. So earlier it was more about, okay, there are probably 5 games in this particular category that are ruling the top charts, and the rest are all, I would say, smaller games. Now you would see that top charts, especially for specific gaming categories, have very, very strong apps. Now, that increased competition essentially is pushing gaming companies also to have smarter NPCs, have better graphics in them, and essentially trying to make sure that the user is engaged and is retained. So, I would say the level of competitiveness will definitely increase, especially with the use of AI. And of course, this enhances the entire player experience. And you would know the fact that, of course, there are companies like Prime Focus, which essentially have videos and scenarios and simulations of the entire world that were these were generally used in movies in the past, and now you currently see the replication of the same in simulation games. So you would see that based on what the user is currently or how they are currently using a particular game, you will see predictive analytics currently giving them ideas around what's the next scenario based on their user journey. So I think those are ways in which AI is currently changing the entire scenario, making the entire gaming space very, very competitive, making it user driven and essentially also driven on data and analytics.
At the end, I think the end user will get benefit after all this competition and the new enhancement. I think they will have the good user experience. So I think good for them as well. Let's move to Summer. Summer, what's your take on it?
Well, I agree with Mr. Karen's points, and like I just mentioned, the SocialPeta is an ad intelligence platform. We are not, the developer of a game, but we do cooperate with many top ones, top games developers in the world, and we do see many changes after like this AI wave driven by ChatGPT. Because they are very strong, like generation power for ChatGPT, especially for content. Mr. Karen just mentioned gaming is also like a format of contents. And for example, we see a very specific case on AI-driven characters. Yeah, it's already we see the trend. It's applied in gameplays because this can help, AI can help the developers to quickly generate more game contents, such as, for example, in the game, the maps and the game level settings, and also the characters. And you can see that Sony's AI division is collaborating with PlayStation to create characters also powered by AI. And they are using like the reinforcement learning, and to make those gaming characters can emulate human players better. So it can definitely offer more like a realistic interaction. For example, when I check like all the news and all the trends and all the cases, this is very impressive. This is very impressive, and it also reminds me like the very popular American TV show Westworld. In that TV show, it's like a very big game, very big game. You can take it as a simulation game or take it as a role play game, and the players of the game and also the NPC of the game are so immersed in the gaming world, and they can hardly tell it's real or unreal due to the interaction is so realistic. And except the AI characters, and we also see that the AI technology driven by ChatGPT also make the concept of open world game more dramatic and personalized, I have to say, because all the AI powered algorithm can help analyze players' behaviors and their preference due to the large quantity and quick calculation of the data, so which can enable the developers to tailor in-game experience and rewards and challenges to individual players. So it's so special for different players. And one of the typical case is the Watchdog Legion. They are using AI to create dramatic narratives very well. Now, they use it very well in their games now. And another case is a more specific one, because for me, I'm a lousy player. Not everyone is very good at playing games, but for some developers, they are trying to figure out a way to give the dramatic difficulty adjustments. Not all players play the game with the same difficult levels, and their algorithm can help assess players' skill level and then adjust the game difficulty for the specific player. And this can ensure that the players can consistently play it without becoming too frustrated. Then it will provide a more balanced and enjoyable experience. Yeah. So basically, those are the cases we see from our side.
Thank you, Summer. Yeah, I couldn't agree more with you, as we have also mentioned that the user experience will definitely be increased, and so many things are now ready to be used in just few seconds. But same time, like every coin that has two sides. So like we have everything which is uh, going to integrate through AI, but the recent reports that we have heard affected job market, which is affected, and report says it is due to the AI, and up to like there was a number called 300 million times full positions could be at risk, and particularly some white collar jobs, they were like considered as less susceptible from automation. So what are your takes? What do you think that how would it will impact on the job market in some white collar jobs? Maybe we can start with Karan.
Yeah, sure. I think every 10 years, there's generally something new that comes up. I think a decade ago, we had data science, and I think everyone really thought data science is either going to kill jobs or create new jobs. And we know the results now. It essentially has become an enhancer of work in today's day and age. In 20 years ago, it was probably the internet when everyone said, oh, the internet's going to take over and all of our jobs are at risk. But overall, I think as all of us and professionals, everyone upskilled and became better at their jobs. So I would see this as another passage of 10 years, where essentially AI becomes something that enhances everyone's job overall. We currently see a lot of job descriptions having I would say must haves or even good to have saying an understanding of how AI works or an understanding of how chat GPT works as well. So we already see examples of folks going ahead and understanding what kind of prompts work or what could go ahead and give them better results. And not just chat GPT, but other AI platforms as well. So I would see that generally becoming a norm very soon in the next 2 to 3 years. So, and I think that overall we also see this as a doomsday scenario. There would like X number of jobs would be lost, or I would be impacted, or certain folks are already impacted. Of course, there are some fears globally of a recession, or even I would say something of a stagnation as well in terms of economic growth. But overall, I think it enhances everyone's job. It does go ahead and reduces the number of repetitive tasks that folks were going ahead and doing. I would see the biggest impact of it on a lot of content teams, a lot of SEO, SEM, and of course, even in the field of really creating new content, where it enhances their entire productivity overall. It makes lead times way more shorter. And overall, I would feel that as individuals, we would also become better at our jobs. So I don't see it as a big threat. I see it as an opportunity. And probably 10 years after this, if we're having a similar webinar, we'll probably talking about something else that's going to disrupt the job market and how AI has really helped us so far.
Really optimistic thoughts. Really like the idea. So we are still thinking that whether we are training ChatGPT or ChatGPT is training us. So let's move to Siddharth. What are your thoughts to add what Karan has to say? So please.
Artificial intelligence is not new. We've all been using it in different ways. You're on Netflix and it shows a content recommendation, that's AI. And you don't need to be a coder. You can be on Excel and run a regression analysis, that's AI. You use goal seek on Excel, that's AI. We've all been using Google search since forever, that's AI. That's a sophisticated piece of AI. But what makes ChatGPT so much more exciting than Google search? There's the deep learning, sure, but a key difference is one is autopilot, the other is copilot. Google search, you put in a search term, it throws out search term, it throws out results, and that's about it. With ChatGPT, you keep giving prompts and you keep refining search. What is happening is that a human being is working with this very sophisticated piece of technology as a co-pilot to create far better outcomes and much better results. So yes, when there is a disruptive piece of technology like this, there will be a rejig in job pools, but net you move towards more sophisticated forms of what you're doing. And Karan hit the nail on the head. Like think about 20 years back when the internet was still a new thing and the banking industry said, hey, we're all going to lose our jobs with these computers and internet and ATMs. But in reality, the industry moved towards structured derivatives and high frequency trading. So you need to upskill yourself. But net human plus AI or human plus piece of technology that moves us to something far more sophisticated. So in my view, human intuition plus artificial intelligence is a force of nature to reckon with. Back to you.
That is true. And let's move to Yash. I mean, with these thoughts, I think ChatGPT he is here to stay. It is necessary for us. So what are your thoughts about it? Like, how do you think job market will affect, whether it will be impacted in positive way, in negative way? What are your thoughts, Yash?
I would continue on the same point that Karan and Siddharth mentioned. What we're going to see is transformation of jobs, transformation of companies. If you actually look at all the companies on this particular panel, none of these companies existed 10, 20 years ago. These have all been enabled by internet. If you look at roles like performance marketing or digital marketing, they are, to be honest, they are nothing but marketing. It's the tool set that has changed. It's the platform that has changed. Similarly, when AI would come into play, you would solve different kinds of problems. Of course, people in the job market or people working will need to upskill themselves, will need to learn to use AI, and will need to learn, understand the basics of it and understand how it helps, where it doesn't help, and where, and build solutions on top of it. But I am very excited for it. I mean, this is a question that I've thought through, reflected, and I've come to this conclusion basis that, I wish that, with AI, we figure out how to play a multi-game across planets, or we figure out how to get to the next planet and create a habitation over there for humans. I think those are the kind of solutions we should be looking issues or problems we should be looking at to solve with AI, and not worry about some report which has made a headline saying 300 million jobs. It's easy to make those headlines.
True. It is really adding values to our day-to-day work using AI. So why not we become a part of the success stories and write some more stories for the coming generation. So let's move to Summer. What's your thought with these three gentlemen? So please tell me, like, what are your thoughts on it?
Well, I have to admit, gentlemen are all very positive with the new technology. And when ChatGPT launched, and we also have this kind of discussion in company. And as a mother, we will also think about what's when my son graduated, what kind of major we shall choose to have an earning, to have a job. So I got to say, as a normal employee, not the entrepreneur. I'm a little bit pathetic. Yeah, I'm a little bit pathetic on this. Just you just talked, like the white collar, the badly influenced ones. And for my opinion, first of all, I think that like the PR manager from the marketing team, the regular PR manager who needs to write articles about the company or about their new products, and also some news reporter from medias. I think they are the weakest one. Because we know that after ChatGPT, even just ChatGPT 3 launched, and many technicians are surprised how powerful it is. And we see that many entrepreneurs, they announced that they will follow up this trend and start with developing like new projects on like AIGC trend. And especially, many of them, they are doing like the text direction AI algorithm. And for me, I have tried to let ChatGPT help me to write emails, to write any application matter or any letters. Yeah, many letters. And I think they are giving me a very good results. And I can see so many tools, and I can easily input the themes I want, and it will give me many suggestions and give me a very good article. Some article you can hardly tell it's not from real people. Yeah. Even I have tested just ChatGPT 3, so ChatGPT 4 is definitely better than the 3. And the second one, I think, who should be worried about their jobs are like the very primary programmers. And because we know that when you have like ChatGPT or you have a GitHub Copilot, they can generate very accurate codes in a short time. So if you don't have an idea or a good thinking about on business level or on product level, it will be a threat for those junior programmers, I have to say. And third one is because we cooperated with so many media buy teams, or with the user acquisition team from game company. And one of the most important role in user acquisition or user acquisition team is the creative designers. And from the feedbacks of our clients, they use lots of AI tools now to improve their efficiency on video or on image production. So I believe that the job highly related with drawing for video or for picture can be replaced, maybe can be replaced. And we see that the results from AI tools, they also can produce good performance, especially on advertiser videos. So pretty much, I think like those three categories of jobs will be like influenced. Yeah.
Thank you, Summer. And as we can sum up with your thoughts, I think it will be for the good. I mean, change is also for good. I mean, we are expanding and we are expecting more and more in each and every sector, not just in gaming. If we go to medical technologies and the spacecraft, and there are many technologies, and AI will be used. So we are using one part in the AI, and I think it is for the betterment for sure. And we have to be optimistic about it. And keep on learning is the mantra for everyone. I mean, the moment we start to stay where we are and we are not learning things, I think that's the end of one's career journey in this world. So I think we have to be very optimistic, and I agree with all of you. So let's move to the next section of the webinar. I'll be asking each one of you one specific question related to your own business. Maybe I can move to Yash. Like from Nostra perspective, I mean, you guys have already practiced AI in your business. I mean, so I would request you if you can introduce the practice of AI and provide some advice for the new developers who are looking to get involved in this AI revolution.
Just to give a little bit of a context of what Nostra is, we are part of Glance, and Glance is a lock screen content provider. And being on lock screen, it's very imperative for us to ensure we give the right content for the right user, for a user. And in that sense, AI is practically runs through every decision and every product we create. And likewise in Nostra, uh, our vision is also to match the player with the is most interesting or favorite game. And there we do a lot of we study users data, like Siddharth mentioned earlier in the call. A lot of thinking is applied in terms of what is the user interacting with, which game is he interacting with, how is he interacting with, so that we are able to match him to the next game that he would want to play. I think that is one. This is primarily because we are a platform. We as part of the platform play, we also bring content from the game onto the lock screen to engage with the user. And interestingly, there we have been leveraging generative AI to put together there we have been leveraging generative AI to get cards, the right lock screen content card for the user. So some users like very jazzy animations. Some users like simple animation. Some users would like cartoonish characters. So we have been able to create different kinds of content depending for different use cases, and all of it has been done without spending too much effort. Otherwise, we wouldn't have done this if it would have taken about a month's time to do some of these projects. It took like a few hours. And that's the power of AI. It can help you unlock higher order of problem solving. I think the same thing I would say to all game developers. Where AI is going to help is it's going to remove the barriers. If you had to develop a game, you had to invest into a certain amount of resources to develop content for it. If you had to develop a game, you had to invest some amount of time and to run experiments at large scale. If you had to develop a game, you had to build for non-player characters. It's such a pain. If you don't have enough liquidity of non-player characters, the game won't be interesting. All of these barriers are going to be reduced by AI. So please take it as a tool, as a friend in your pursuit. And I hope to see a lot of young game developers taking on the big ones in the coming years.
Thank you, Yash. And I think it is really helpful for the people who are actually new to the development side. And thank you. Let's move to Siddharth from Moloco Point. I mean, we know that you guys have opened an office in Gurgaon, and in just 6 months you have opened another office in Bangalore. So with the positive expansion in India, the Moloco has. I mean, any news you would like to bring for game practitioners in India? I mean, behind this new wave for AI.
Hell yes, it's been very exciting ride for us in the last few months in India. The beauty about good tech is that once the tech is good, it doesn't take time or people to scale. It scales itself. Globally, Moloco, like I said, is a 10-year-old company, but 5 years back, we used to do $10 million of revenue in a year. 2 years back, we used to do 200 million. That's 20x. Now, we do $1 billion of performance marketing revenue, right? That is the scale at which Moloco, because of its machine learning, has grown globally. So we have several use cases of how we use our operational machine learning, uh, primarily around the $1 trillion advertising industry. We've built deep neural networks using pretty much some of the most sophisticated engineers sit globally. And we have a few different cases for gaming, for streaming, for e-commerce companies, but specifically for this audience, our biggest use case is in terms of user acquisition. That is where we are the world's third largest performance DSP, right after Google and Facebook. We're number three, right after that. Now, what's the problem statement that we have for gaming companies? What we observed is that one of the biggest problem statements is, tell me who a good user is, find me that user, and get that user to our platform. Guys, there are, just on the open internet, when I say open internet, think anything outside the walled gardens like a Google or Facebook or a Snap. But there are 600 billion impressions in a day, which is outside that. That's 7 million bid requests per second. You need to process all of that. When you process and you find a good user based on what the models told you, learning on the first party data, you say, okay, how much should I bid for this user? What is the price should I pay for this user to actually go and acquire this user live? So you calculate that price. And then you show an ad to that user and make sure they convert to the platform. Now, all of this needs to happen really, really fast. We want to do this in 14 milliseconds of latency. Just to put that in perspective, the time it takes for your eye to process this and your brain to tell your finger to click on an ad is 300 milliseconds. And we need to do all this processing of 7 million bid requests, pricing it, making sure the ad comes up in 14 milliseconds, the time in which the brain can actually do this 20 times. That's how fast this needs to be to pinpoint a user and get them on your platform. Now, the next question is, how does this help? What is the so what for a gaming company? I think the key point here is that the advertising industry has moved from just throwing out ads to everyone on a newspaper or a billboard to being very, very specific to finding a user who genuinely brings revenue to your platform, right? So the way we should now think about ad dollars is what is the return on advertising spend, the ROAS, which you're getting for every dollar that you're spending on marketing. ROAS is very difficult to optimize for, and there's a reason for it. If you think about the marketing funnel, you let's say you start with 1 million impressions, you move down, you go to 100,000 clicks, move down 10,000 installs, move down 1,000 actions, and probably 100 revenue events. You can't draw inferences based on 100 revenue events. You keep going down the funnel, the number of data points keep reducing by orders of magnitude. For this, you require deep neural networks, which can actually mimic the way our human brain thinks. And even with 100 data points, you can find those patterns to actually know what a good user is who can come and deliver revenue on your platform. And I must say, in the present context, stepping a little back from artificial intelligence, the gaming industry today in India is facing one of its biggest survivalist threats with the new GST regime that is kicked in recently. And a lot of things are going to happen, but one outcome you can predict for sure is that marketing spends will need to get more and more disciplined. You need to get users who can actually bring return on advertising spend, ROAS, on your platform. And what we observe is that when you run ROAS campaigns, you typically get 2x the revenue. Your retention increases by 3.5x. This is the power of deep neural networks and on getting the right user on the platform. So understanding who is a good user, finding them, bringing them to your app, I think is one of the most powerful use cases of artificial intelligence in gaming. And that answers why Moloco has done so well in India and globally so far.
Thank you, Siddharth. And I'm sure you will be receiving so many LinkedIn requests now to know more about these stories. Let me move to Karan. I think Karan, under this atmosphere, any specific UA strategies for current landscape of mobile games development you would like to share with us?
Yeah, sure. I would actually start with a very simple story that Ajit from Furlenco told me about. So Ajit is currently the CEO and co-founder of Furlenco, and you'll be very surprised as to how he got his first 10 customers. So he mentioned to us, this was probably when we were back in college, that he essentially spoke to all the brokers of houses who essentially were showing houses to potential rent payers. And he said, I'm going to give you a commission for anyone who takes up furniture from me. One, because he told us that the highest paying customer would be when they're searching for you. So essentially, the lowest cost per acquisition is when the customer is actually searching for you because you don't spend much. Essentially, half of Alenco's revenue until they started off with the app was built on referrals that they got from these brokers who used to go ahead and help people find new houses. Now, if I essentially go ahead and compare that to UA strategies, which a lot of marketers do today, I would say 99% of them are still running behind. Let's go ahead and increase downloads by 2x. They don't really care about what's the kind of revenue that a particular user might be driving. Then there's a second category of apps, essentially who are running on, let's say, ad-based models. They care about a user downloading the app, looking at 3 ads, and then leaving. They don't really care about the longevity of a user staying back on the platform. Thirdly, we have individuals, companies, as well as marketers who are really looking at the right users. Most of these companies are gaming companies because they understand the value of a particular user being on the platform. And essentially, they know the value of a user being on the platform for a longer period of time because they can go back and drive revenue for a larger bit of business. In the way where we go ahead and see AI really, of course, enhancing their role. One is, of course, how Siddharth mentioned that campaign optimization or even budget optimization for marketing is today just a myth. A lot of companies go ahead and practice a lot of strategies. They talk about a lot of things, but half their budgets are just spent on saying this keyword was great, this campaign has to be launched, this is something that we have planned for this particular order, this particular celebrity said that they want to be in our ad. So that's how they spend their budgets. They don't optimize it for the kind of user journey altogether. And localization is a buzzword. Everyone's really killed it, but no one's really localized it for anything. You would see ads that are for games, ads that are for apps in different languages for a particular user base. Click on it and you go on a app review page, which is in English, you're dead. And that's where companies like AppTweak or other companies as well are helping them localize this entire funnel. Essentially, what you click on should be where you reach. You shouldn't be reaching somewhere else. Imagine you go ahead and click on something where it says 100 rupees cash back as soon as you download the app. You reach the preview page, it says 50 rupees cash back after you download the app. You download the app and you get nothing. You're going to uninstall it at the same minute. Great conversion rate, bad retention rate. So overall, I think marketers have to think in a holistic manner. And when it comes to UA, often it's very, very difficult to attribute where the user came from. Did he see an ad? Was he influenced by social media? Was it influencer marketing? So a lot of marketers are today scrambling to understand how and where. And there's always this fight between saying, oh, this user came organically, or this user clicked on this ad first. So that attribution bit is still something which is of a black box. Of course, there are attribution tools, but they give half the picture to any particular marketer. So that's where I feel that influencer marketing, micro influencers are going to go ahead and impact a lot in terms of UA strategies going forward as well. Where AI really plays a role, you would see that very recently the Play Store, even iOS, is essentially going ahead and giving suggestions on how should your title be, how should your subtitle be, or your entire metadata altogether. I think that might be one of the spaces where you would see companies increasing their efforts in terms of attracting organic users, or essentially making efforts to really make the right changes at the right time. If you see a lot of news apps today, you would see they have age-old screenshots. You would see that change right away because they know that the competitiveness in the market is going to increase tenfold. So I would see that being a change in UA strategies for sure. And I would definitely see cross promotions of especially companies which have a portfolio of apps. They're not going to let a lot of other apps really rein in their downloads. They would definitely want to create a portfolio of apps, try to link them and get more for themselves.
Thank you, Karan. These changes that you mentioned, these are really to keep in mind. And moving forward to Summer, I think she's the best person to answer it. Since we are asking to change a few things, so what's the change in media buying that you see in mobile gaming market after this AI? So any suggestions for the particular mobile gaming market, Summer?
Yeah. Well, I have to say, as you know, as one of like employees in this like in our company, or either you may a founder of a game company, or you be any other like founders for related with the advertising media buy. I have to suggest that you definitely have to run into this wave. Yeah, last topic we just discussed, like the influence of AI driven by ChatGPT on many job positions, and but for your work, we strongly see that all this AIGC technology can improve the productivity on like media buy work, and you cannot ignore it. The only suggestion is we adjust ourselves, we hug this evolution, and try to be someone who use AI, not someone ignore it or against it. So for me, as a very practical suggestion, and because we have collaborated with many like media buy teams from gaming for the creative generation, you can take like the tools of like Midjourney or Stable Diffusion as very good experts to help you massively improve the efficiency of ad creatives. And for any people who actually do it, you can learn how to write good prompts. Yeah, because the prompts will be like very crucial if you want to handle those tools very well. And secondly, when you start doing any media buy, you definitely need to research, especially on data or analytical dimension. So I suggest you should use SocialPeta well, because for our tool, it can give you very massive coverage on creative inspirations. You can know like your competitor, and also we also use like AI technology to optimize our algorithm. And for many like media buy people, you should use the tool before you actually do your campaign, because it can support you to evaluate, and which can save your time and cost, especially at this AI generation. All the creative can be really grow fast. So a tool like for us, we have definitely like the AI technology analytical power can help you save time and cost. And for gaming business specifically, also if we talk about like creative, we recommend you can see and you can catch the moves of like the giant platforms, like for example, Meta. They also launched a tool called Make a Video, It's a super simple platform. It can help the users to convert a text into imaging or to turn image into videos. So that's pretty much like my suggestions.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So, meanwhile, when we move to the last common questions for the webinar, I would also request attendees if they have any questions for the panelists, they can mention, and if the time permits, they will try to answer it. Moving to the very last but very obvious question here related to AI. So, people, I mean, are same questions is about the AI as well. I mean, what's the future of the AI? What are your predictions probably for the next 1 hour or 1 year or the next few quarters? So, would like to add anything? Maybe we can start from.
We lost you. Sorry. We lost the last word. We can start from.
We can't hear you, Pankaj.
Pankaj, hello.
Yeah. So that I mean, am I audible now?
You just lost for 1 minute. For 1 minute.
I think the
I think you can start asking with a specific person.
Siddharth, why don't you go ahead?
Okay, let's do it.
Since we have very limited time to ask, if you can just let us know, like, what are the predictions towards the AI for the coming few years? So if you would like to add that.
Look, I'll be very candid. When it comes to predicting the future, I think there are two kinds of forecasters. Those who don't know, and those who don't know, they don't know. If there's anything we have learned in the last few months, that the speed of change of AI is so incredible that predicting the future is very, very difficult. Now, everyone says that the future is going to be super exciting. I'm sure it will be exciting. But I must tell you that it will be exciting because it will be boring. We all want to talk about chat GPT and human-like robots changing the world. I'm sure that's going to happen as well. But it is the boring business applications which will find more near-term and scalable use cases. Think about all those issues which bother businesses, using data, demand forecasting, improving customer funnels, identifying fraud, personalization, hyper-personalization, understanding customers, user acquisition. And user acquisition is something I understand, so I can make a prediction and stick my neck out for it. There's this very famous saying in the marketing industry from a person named John Wanamaker. I'm sure a lot of you have heard about it. He says that half the money I spend on advertising is wasted. The trouble is, I don't know which half. Now, we spend $800 million a year in gaming advertising in India, and I'm optimistic that artificial intelligence will help us solve this problem. We know which half is getting wasted, and we know how not to waste it. Thank you.
Thank you. I mean, you guys can take over from here. I mean, one of
Sure.
you.
I think taking a cue from what Siddharth said, I will not predict, but I will hope for something. I think one area that is, this is something my colleague at Nostra suggested, is an intersection of content, data, and engagement live ops, is on-demand, real-time IAPs. If somebody can figure this out, and that's possible through AI, it will be amazing. It will be the innovation to look forward to, in my opinion. If we can create on the fly, depending on the user's interest, the user's profile, and what user is seeing right now, if we can create the right IAP, it could be a skin, it could be a certain game level, or it could be it would be certain badges or some kind of gifts, or all those stuff. I don't know what it could be. It varies from game to game. But if you can create on demand, real time, and also customized, let AI determine creativity, apply its creativity, and come up with something new. I think that would be very, very interesting.
Yeah, I think at my end, I would just go ahead and see that there are two things that we'll take with us when we die: our phone and our laptops, most definitely. And there'll be hope that, of course, with AI, I can definitely see, but I don't know, that there will be better security and also adherence to every particular country laws. I think that might become something of a reality soon, so that AI can at least solve that bit. As someone in my teenage years playing games, we were all used to cheat codes. So I think that's something that AI will change, and mostly we won't be able to use cheat codes very soon. Definitely, localization, better graphics in terms of gaming as well as mobile apps is something that could become a reality very soon. Overall, like I said, everyone's going to compete for the same user, and like how it is today for grocery delivery, we have Zepto, Swiggy, and all of them suffer. We are the ones who enjoy. So while gaming companies will go ahead and create better games, we'll be the ones who would be enjoying at the end of it while they make money. So I think that might be something that might happen in the next 1 year, but definitely AI will support and enhance having more games, having better games overall, better gameplay experience also. And as players, some of us are very, very passionate about our records. I do believe that with AI, player analysis, player gaming, player profiling will be far, far better. And also understanding of how our current games are. I think that's something that we do go ahead and see in the next 1 year.
Thank you. Samar, would you like to add?
Yeah. Well, for the overall technology level, we definitely believe that on application layers projects will be developed in near future, because we will typically take ChatGPT as a as a model, or like as an algorithm, advanced algorithm, advanced model. So it's usually like the routine once the new model was developed, and then many applications will be in near future. Speaking of like media buy or advertising, we reckon that like designing all 3D models, those will be very promising like directions. And as a third-party intelligence tool, SocialPeta also works very hard to utilize the AI and also to develop more features on AIGC trend. For example, we can label our data specifically by AI technology for as routine categories. For gaming, usually we classify according to Google Play or iTunes, like role play or strategy. And when we use our new label technology, it can split more metrics. For example, if you choose casino, it's a standard category, and then we will also demonstrate all the second level of game genres under casino, like bingo, team petty, rummy, solitary, and so on. Also, we will utilize this technology to help improve like the manufacturing of ad creatives. We then support the users to use current tests to generate more tests, and then use tests to generate image and video. You can take it as a big move to follow Meta or other giant companies, but for our advantage, we have already such a big quantity of ad creatives on our dashboard. So it will be more easily for you to find the related data, and definitely is very good for gaming developers or publishers. And also we will approaching like the technology to open the LoRa model. Yeah, the LoRa model based on our dashboard. And for most of our users, they are campaign manager or they are creative designer. They can train their own model on their own needs in our dashboard. If they feed more pictures on their own needs using our model, then it will generate more pictures. You can take it, they use this model to customize their own ad creatives. So this is like the pretty much related content I would like to share. Yeah.
Thank you, Summer. I think from the audience, we'll try to connect with them probably one-on-one if it is possible. And I think you guys are really available on the LinkedIn and are flexible to be connected with these beautiful audience. So maybe you can take those questions separately. Let's conclude as the time doesn't allow to go further. So thank you again for your insightful thoughts, and let's be connected and have a nice rest of the day. So thank you everyone for joining and be a part of this webinar. Let's meet again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, folks.
Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye.